Hi everyone, welcome back to Physics. And in today's video lesson, we're talking about finding the molecular mass of a molecule or a compound. So before we get started with the question, let's see what we should have at the back of our mind before we start taking questions under this topic. Now, to calculate the molecular mass of a molecule or a compound, what should we know? Add up the individual atomic masses of the elements in it. That is, what we'll be principally be doing here is what? Addition of what? Atomic masses of the elements in the molecule or compound. Now we know what this says. Let's get down to question under this topic and see how this applies. So the question we had before was calculate the molecular mass 1 of sodium hydroxide NaOH. 2 was K2CrO2O7. The next one was what? Aluminium tetrasulfate 6, which is Al2SO4 all in brackets 3. Then you have the sodium thiosulfate, which is Na2S2O3 pentahydrate, that is 5H2O. Now these are the 4 compounds we are asked to find their what? Molecular mass. And before I continue, it is important to take note that the formula or the unit for molecular mass is AMU. It remains AMU. That is the atomic mass unit. If by chance we are asked to find the molar mass, it's the same procedure we are going to use here that we use, but the unit for molar mass will be different. And that formula mass is what? Gram per mole. So without wasting time, let's quickly get down to this question and see how they are solved. So we say solution. The first question there was for what? NaOH. Now this is kind of basic. You have sodium, oxygen, and what? Hydrogen in this compound. So we have to add up their what? Individual what? Atomic masses before we can what? Solve this question correctly. So this is how you do it. Sodium plus oxygen plus what? Hydrogen. Okay? This is basically what we'll be doing for this guy. Now, what is what? The atomic mass. Atomic mass of sodium. The answer is 23. Okay? What about that for oxygen? The answer is 16. What about that for hydrogen? The answer is what? 1. So ask yourself, 23 added to 16 is what? That's 39. Added to 1 is what? 40. Now because you are asked to find molecular mass, the unit should be what? AMU. And that stands for what? Atomic mass unit. If it was molar mass, okay? If it was molar mass, not molecular mass, the unit should be what? Gram per mole. So that's the difference in units. Now straight to the next question. Question 2. They said K2CrO2O7. This guy we have to find is what? Molecular mass. Okay? Now, first thing first, you have to know how to expand it. Now, observe, this K has a subscript of 2. Chromium in it has a subscript of 2. Oxygen has a subscript of what? 7. So, this subscript is telling the number of atoms of potassium in this compound. This subscript 2 is telling the number of atoms of chromium in this compound. While this subscript 7 is telling the number of atoms of oxygen in this compound. That's why they come after them. They come after them. Are you seeing it? So if I was to expand this guy, this is what you should do. The first element is potassium. How many atoms of it? You have what? 2. So you times it by 2. Then you add, because what we are basically doing is what? Addition. The next element is what? Chromium. How many atoms of chromium are you seeing? 2. So you say times 2. Plus, the next element is oxygen. O. How many atoms of it are you seeing? It's what? 7. Is it not? Good. Now you have to know their individual what? Atomic mass before you can actually solve this question. What is the atomic mass of what? Potassium is what? 39. So we say 39 times 2. Are you seeing that? Good. Then plus atomic mass of chromium is 52. Times what? 2. Are you seeing that? Plus atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Times what? 7. So this is what you now have. Now you have this. What you simply need to do is what? Times each of them, put their final answer and add it up. So we need a calculator to do this. Let's get a calculator so we can solve it on from here. Let me go this way. Watch out. 39 times 2. 39 times 2. The answer is what? 78. Added to 52 times 2. 52 times 2. Okay? That is 104. 104. Added to 16 times 7. 16 times 7. That is 112. Now you have these three values. Add them up and get the final answer. This 78 added to 104 added to 112. And our final answer is 294. Okay? What is the unit for molecular mass? You come here and add AMQ. And this will be the what? Answer. Like I said, if you were calculating for molar mass, you would have added what? Gram per mole instead. Is it not? That was that we use gram per mole. So third question without wasting much time. What we're given as the third question is what? Aluminium tetraoxosulfate 6. So this is the guy. We'll come here and reproduce it here. Al2XO4 3. Now observe in this case, this one is carrying a bracket, but the first two we saw, there was no what? Bracket. So we'll be kind of a little more careful there. Equals to, let's expand together. How many aluminium atoms do you have? 2, because the sulfate 2 comes immediately after it. So you come here and write, what's the first element? Aluminium. How many atoms of it? 2. So you say times 2. Then you cover the bracket. Plus, what's the next element? Sulfur. Sulfur. Times, how many atoms of it? Observe something. This bracket is covering oxygen and what? Sulfur that is inside. So whatever is outside the bracket will be used to times each of the elements. Each of the elements. So this is X times 3. 3 atoms of what? Sulfur. X times 3 plus what's the next element? Oxygen. Oxygen times. Now immediately after oxygen you already have 4, is it not? So times 4 first times. Now because this 3 is still covering everything and oxygen is still inside that bracket, whatever is outside the bracket will be used to also what? Times the oxygen, and that is what? Times 3. I hope that is clarified. Immediately after oxygen you have 4, but also after the bracket you have 3 outside, and oxygen is inside the bracket. So oxygen times 4 because of this, times 3 because of what? This. Are you seeing that? So now we have this. Let's replace them with their atomic masses. Open bracket. Atomic mass of aluminium is 27 times what? The 2. Atomic mass of sulfur is 32 times what? 3. Atomic mass of oxygen is what? 16 times 4 times 3. So this is the proper way to do expansion so you won't miss it. Now working this out from here. This times this is 54. Then this times this is 96. Then this times this is 64. 64 times 2 will give you what? Okay, let's go to that. I think that's 116. 64 times 3. This gives 192. 192. So we add up these 3 guys now. Let's add it up. You have 54 added to 96 added to 192. What do we have? We have 342. And like I said, we are calculating what? Molecular mass. So the unit should be what? AMQ. So this is the answer to this question. This is the answer to this question. Lastly, under this, we have to find the molecular mass of what? Sodium thiosulfate pentahydrate. So this is the compound. I'll come and reproduce it here. This is Na2H2O3.5H2O. That's why it's called pentahydrate. Pentahydrate. That's water. 5 water. So let's expand this guy. Let me just do it under here so it won't congest it. How many atoms of sodium do we have? 2 atoms of what? Sodium. So we say the first element is sodium. How many atoms of it? 2. Plus, because everything is what? Addition. What's the next element? Sulfur. How many atoms of it? 2 times 2. What's the next element? Oxygen. How many atoms of it? 3. Now, watch out here. This is 5. The next element is what? Hydrogen. So, let me just start from there. Hydrogen. Now, immediately after the hydrogen, you have what? 2. So, we say times 2. Times 2. Now, watch out. There is a 5 in front of H2O. So, these guys, all of them will be times by what? 5. I hope that is clear. Because the 5 is standing in front of them all. So, this one, hydrogen will be times by 5. Oxygen will be what? Times by what? 5. So, after I have said H times 2, then I'll now add what? Times 5. Are you seeing that? Good. Then, what else am I going to add? What's the next element? The next element is what? Oxygen. So I will say oxygen times. Now, is there any subscript here? No. But there's a 5 in front that applies to them all. Is it not? So I will say times 5. This is how it is what? Done. So, about now will be what? Replacing them with the atomic mass. Okay? The atomic mass of sodium is 23. So we say 23 times 2 close bracket plus atomic mass of sulfur is 32. So we say 32 times 2 close bracket. Atomic mass for oxygen is 16. We say 16 times what? 3 close bracket. Atomic mass for hydrogen is 1. So we say 1 times 2 times 5. Is it not? Close bracket. The atomic mass for oxygen again is what? 16. So we say 16 times what? 5. So guys, this is what we now have. About now will be what? Doing their multiplication and adding them up. Now, 23 times 2. Okay, 23 times 2. That gives us 46. Added to 32 times 2 is 64. Added to 16 times 3 is what? 48. Okay? Added to 1 times 2 times 5 is what? 10. Are we together? Then lastly, 16 times 5 is what? 80. So these are all the values we have. Now we have all these values. We simply add them all together and get the final answer. 46 added to 64 added to 48 added to 10 added to 80. This gives us 248. Now because we are looking for what? Molecular mass, we say what? AMU. And this is the answer to the question. So basically, I hope you understood how all this is being done and how to what? Find the what? Molecular mass of any molecule or compound given. So about now, I'll be giving you guys your own questions to try your hands on. Do it to let me know what you think the answer is in the comment section. So let's have the questions now. Alright, these are the questions you are asked to calculate their molecular mass. The first one is C6H12O6 and I gave the atomic masses. I said C for carbon is 12, hydrogen is 1, oxygen is what? 16. Then the next compound is what? Copper tetraiosulfate 6 pentahydrate. When copper is 63.5, sulfur is 32, oxygen is 16, and nitrogen is 1. So do I have to make use of these atomic masses to calculate what? The molecular mass of these two compounds. And don't forget to let me know what you think your answer is in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share my video with your friends. I remain Fizademi. See you in my next video.